Hey guys, before this video starts, I'd just like to apologize. So I was meaning to play some other games, like my friend N-Shock recommended me to play CSGO, but it just wouldn't start running. I'm not sure if it's my recording software is messing with it or something, but I just couldn't do it. So I thought that I would do a game that I know that I can play, which is the Stanley Parable. So if you don't know what this game is, it's hard to explain. I may as well just begin a game. And by the way, this game takes forever to load, so I'm just gonna pause my recording as it's loading. Okay, it's starting. Oh, there's no sound. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening right there. As mentioned before, my computer isn't acting well, so yeah, I'm gonna have to turn this volume down a little bit. Okay, here we are.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yeah, so I'm playing right now. Okay, so the announcer wants us to go to the meeting room. If you don't know where that is, I'll show you guys. This is a pretty cool game. It's an awesome game.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now this is the first decision you come across. Sorry guys, 1 second. Sorry about that guys, just had to answer a phone call. Yeah, so which path should I take? I thought that for the first run through, I think that I'm going to take the right path. Not the right one, the one that we're meant to go down.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, so now we have to go up to the boss's office. Look at this place.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nope. Either there's no jumping.
There was nothing here.
Nothing.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I like this broom closet.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
The only thing to interact with in here is the door, but I guess I'm interested.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I like the broom closet. What else can I say?
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
By the way, guys, sorry if the size
Maybe
of the...
to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
What was I saying before? I'm not sure.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Whoa. I'm gonna leave before he says more stuff like that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk upstairs because if you go downstairs you get the insanity ending, and that literally drives you insane with boredom. in different, like, endings and stuff, you can actually open these things. Like, there's an elevator inside here that goes nowhere that I know of.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
What's over here? Darkness, that's what's over here. There's like a wall over there. Okay. Yep, it's loading again. But whenever it just says loading at the bottom, it takes less time. But it still takes a long time. Okay. There we go.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
By the way, since we accidentally skipped the beginning, I think it's important to mention that, like, Stanley, who is the character that we're playing as, by the way, is like an office worker.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, so Stanley is an office worker that just gets orders to like click certain buttons and certain orders and just like does whatever is needed. But like, if you go down here, you get the death ending where you actually get squished by a giant machine. I'm gonna do the right ending for now. The big room. I love this place.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I'm starting to really wish that there was sprinting in this. There's crouching, but there's no sprinting.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay, so I have 2 minutes left of the video. Hopefully I can finish this in that time.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Okay, I just have a couple of seconds. I have to do this.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again.
If you click on, that leads you to another death ending because it explodes the machine, I'm pretty sure. You guys see this message right here? Recording stopped. You can only record 10 minutes of the free version of Bandicam. I still have like 10 seconds left. Okay, resume gaming. Nothing happened since it
blackness,
stopped.
and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was
I'm
it
moving the
over?
mouse around right now, but nothing's happening.
Yes! He had won!
Yep.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
So that's like the good ending to this game. There are a lot of bad endings. As I mentioned before, the insanity ending, where Stanley ends up dying. Spoiler alert. I should never have said that. Spoiler. Okay, so yeah, I think that this might just take us. Yep, we're back to the beginning.
All of his co-workers were
some
gone.
things might be
What
a little
could it
different.
mean?
Like for example,
Stanley decided to go to the
this
meeting
go
room.
this way,
Perhaps he had simply
and
missed a
instead it's
memo.
going this way, and it leads into the exact same room. And then, if you do this enough, if you do the exact same thing enough times, this door opens. Yeah, I'm just kind of like running through at this point.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So this is the path that we took the last time, and a couple things are different.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to... Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I'm actually getting a little bored. But I know that there's more dialogue. I know that there's more dialogue where, like, he thinks that another person came along. And the other person can come into the broom closet. I'm just gonna, like, go like this.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes, I told you guys. Because the boss knows what the boss says goes, if the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Knows, goes, losses, chose. AABA. Okay. So this door is also locked. There we go. Told you guys that there was an elevator. Now, from what I know, this elevator doesn't really go anywhere, because I've done this like 15 times, and the elevator has never gone to another floor. Okay, I think that's enough. See, it goes to the exact same floor. That's sad. Okay, now there's another thing I want to show you guys.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
The narrator,
that kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I'm really curious of what happens. Like, I'm not going to do the murder ending, but, like, I wonder what happens.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
And I'm pretty sure that's impossible to, like, go through the holes.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What? Oh. I think that one in
this
the top middle right there.
Control facility. It was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
One of those had fire.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I hope...
Okay, now I'm gonna have to pause this clip and then take another clip because this video is just too long. Okay.
Applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moment each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
This may be the
I erased them.
Office.
I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless, to see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
Yeah,
no
I forgot I was recording.
Blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail...
I may have to stop the video right here, guys.
Or will you let it go peacefully?
So close.
Another choice.
Goodbye, guys. I'm just going to keep it like this.
Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.